The first perspective I chose is the economic perspective. The economic perspective is focused on the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and service. For the most part, poverty is involuntary and caused by unemployment. So therefore, there's a negative relationship between the poverty rate and unemployment rate. For example, a 1% increase of unemployed people yields a 0.4% to 0.7% increase in the rate of poverty, as well as a 10% increase in minimum wage yields a 2% decrease in poverty rates. According to the chart that I have in my presentation, 40.8% of adults aged 18 to 64 in poverty as of 2014 worked in the past year. 10% were in school, 6.5% are retired, 5.9% are looking for jobs, so unemployed, and 17.7% are in home production. Poverty affects the economy because individuals in poverty don't have the basic essentials they need for a simple way of living. The next perspective I chose is biographical. Biographical focuses on the author's point of view of the story. Specifically, the story I chose is from the Metcalf family. The Metcalf family, compared to the other 46 million people in America in poverty, is a pretty common story. With that said, Desiree Metcalf is a 24-year-old mother of 3 daughters aged 2, 4, and 6. They live in a small 2-bedroom apartment in western New York, so prices are pretty expensive up there. A lot of things has led to her being in this situation. She was raised by a single mother who also raised her in poverty, so she took her poverty from childhood and essentially brought it with her adulthood. Desiree admits that it's her fault for the living situation that they're in. She used to smoke a lot, she drank heavily, and she caused self-harm to herself by cutting her so that she can feel pain. Not only does poverty affect her, but it also affects her children, especially her oldest daughter, who is 6 years old and who has already tried to run away from home. And this is really sad to hear, especially since she's only 6 years old. The government has tried to help them out, but number one, Desiree doesn't have a car, so she can't drive herself to her job. And she almost has all of her teeth gone because of her smoking habits. And she also, if she did get a job, she would not have food stamps anymore, so that seems to be a problem for her. Desiree also states that it's not a chosen lifestyle, so she never meant for all of this to happen to her children or herself. It just kind of how life played out for her. And this is an image of Desiree and one of her daughters. I'm not quite sure which daughter it is, but it's pretty sad to see how it affects their life. So poverty takes a toll on everyone involved. It doesn't matter how old you are, who you are, it's somehow going to involve you. The mythological perspective is how a work evokes a universal response, and currently the country with the highest percentage of poverty is Equatorial Guinea with 76.8%, and according to the Borgen Project, which is a nonprofit organization that fights global poverty, the reason why they're suffering so much is because they are focusing on the economic growth of the country, and because of this, inflation is increasing and causing more people to be pushed into poverty. And currently, the country with the lowest percentage of poverty is Iceland with 4.9%. This is because they believe that education is the best way to push people out of poverty, and the rate of poverty is also dropping due to the strong trade union and wage bargaining that increase the income equality. And currently in the United States, the poverty rate is 11.4%. And poverty triggers a universal response because it is a devastating thing to see and experience. Freudian psychology is a way that human behavior is influenced by unconscious thoughts, memories, and urges. And according to this picture, low-income children had abnormal structural brain development and lower standardized test scores. It also says that over time, parents with low nurturing skills show the development of several areas of the brain involved with learning skills and coping with stress. Impoverished parents are more likely to have poor nurturing skills. And for these children especially, Those experiencing poverty are also prone to having an increased risk of more stress and hardships, which is mentioned in this picture. And these children also tend to have emotional problems, academic troubles, and developmental issues. And studies have also shown that their brain develops different from other people that aren't associated with poverty. And does this by shrinking the parts of their brain that are associated with memory and planning and decision making. But regardless of the age or time that you are involved with poverty, it is going to have a long lasting effect and they will never forget it.